Well, it's time again to update you on the most recent statistics just released by the Fraser Valley Real Estate Board. And something special that's happening this month is that a bunch of us real estate agents here on YouTube have gotten together to best update you on the entire market across the whole country. So if you are not thinking about moving within or moving to Surrey in the Fraser Valley, but you are interested in what's going on closer to your market, well, now you can just go down in the description of this video, find your city, and then therefore find the information that you're looking for. And because I know a lot of those agents' audiences will be tuning in here, we're going to do extra special coverage, more in depth than I normally do when I cover the Fraser Valley Real Estate Board stats. And if you did find me because of one of those other agents in other markets, well, know that you can also subscribe to my channel if you would like to stay up to date on the entire marketplace, but with a particular focus on my hometown of Surrey, BC, and the Fraser Valley. For those of you that don't know, the Fraser Valley is the suburbs outside of Vancouver. And when a lot of people think about moving to Vancouver, they don't end up in the Vancouver Board area because it's much more expensive. The Fraser Valley Board area covers North Delta, Surrey, White Rock, Langley, Abbotsford, and Mission. And do me a favor, if you have watched any of those other videos, or if you're just watching this one, go ahead and click the like button for the YouTube algorithm so we can get this message and all the other messages from all the other realtors doing the same thing as me this month out to more people just like you that are interested to find out what the market's doing in your area, or I guess other areas. And of course, if you are looking for help in my market here of Surrey and the Fraser Valley, you can book a call with me using the link in the description below as well. And now let's hop into the stats, and this is the bonus. I'm going to get into some pricing and sales for the Fraser Valley Board area. Now, this is all public information that you can find on FVREB.bc.ca. This is published every single month. And the story of the Fraser Valley market recently is that sales appear to be coming back, but they're nowhere near the craziness that was last year. Just in February, we had almost 900 sales. That's up from over 600 just the previous month. But last year in the craziness, we had 1,824 sales in the month of February. Now, I don't like talking about average price because I don't like the calculation, because it is just a calculation, doesn't take into effect any other factors. But the average price across the Fraser Valley was $935 this last month. A year ago, that was almost 1.3 million, representing almost a 27% decrease. But this is going to be the story of February. Month over month, everything is up, including average price by 3% from 908. But let's break this down into detached townhouse and condos as well. And that will have me focus on what I normally like to focus on, which is benchmark pricing is much more accurate and way less jumpy, let's call it. Detached benchmark pricing was 1.36, down from 1.73, representing again a 21% fallback. And this is peak pricing. February for the Fraser Valley last year was peak pricing before the interest rates actually came into effect, but we are up 0.5% in all detached markets over January. So something to consider there. Moving into townhouses, we're going to see very much a similar trend, $776,000, down from 900 a year ago, representing almost a 14% decrease, but up not a lot, only about 0.4%, but up from last month. And you're going to see the same kind of trend line here with the number of sales going on. And moving on into apartments, 510,000 was the benchmark pricing across the entire Fraser Valley, down from 569, so only a 10% fall in apartments. But again, probably the biggest rise here, but up month over month from 503 in January. So there is the possibility, and this is a possibility, we won't know for sure until 3, 4, 5, 6 months down the road, but there is a possibility that January was the bottom of the market and that we are now starting to see a recovery. And I'm not shocked by that, because the Bank of Canada's sentiment changed from interest rate increases to taking a much more subdued approach and maybe even not increasing rates each and every time that they hold a meeting this year. Now, the other thing I like to do is go over listings and sales. And to do that, let's just hop right back in. You're looking at 1,938 new listings. Now, that's barely up, not even 6% since last month. But look at the amount of listings that we had last year, 3,700. So we're down like 50% in the amount of listings going on. And what I don't like about that is, well, we had 1,800 listings in January and then 600 sales. But now we don't have that many more listings coming to the market. And look at the sales increase. So we're up 43% month over month. Sure, we're down 50% from last year. But when you only have 6% new listings come to the market and 44% sales happening, well, that means inventory is going to go in the wrong direction for buyers. And that is going to be very evident when you compare this month's months of inventory compared to just last month's. And if you're new to this channel, months of inventory is our calculation for how fast or hot the market is at any given time. Simply divide the number of sales in any given month by the number of active listings, or maybe that's the other way around. Either way, if you have one sale and 3 listings, you have 3 months of inventory, and 0 to 3 months is a seller's market. And generally speaking, prices should be going up. 4 to 5 months is a balanced market and prices should be staying flat. And a buyer's market is a situation at 6 months of supply or more, and prices should be coming down. However, with interest rate fluctuations and crazy ups and downs, that hasn't always been the case. So let me start off by telling you that the entire Fraser Valley board as a whole saw apartments sitting at 3.7 months of supply, townhouses well into a seller's market across the whole board at 2.8 months, and the detached home market has dropped to 5.2 months of supply. That means the detached home market, which the prices reflect, is starting to come out of that buyer's market where it has been and is much more balanced. And that reflected in the prices that we just looked at by a slight increase, but not that much. Now let's go from west to east in the Fraser Valley board area. In other words, closest to Vancouver, all the way out into the valley, starting off with North Delta. North Delta apartments, not many of them, but 4.3 months of supply, 3.8 months in townhouses, and the detached home market in North Delta appears to be coming back almost into seller's market conditions at 4.2 months. North Surrey is seeing the trends continue from last month, but it's getting a whole lot better. Apartments are sitting at 4 months even, townhouses at 3 months, and the detached home market down to 8.9 months of supply. And if you remember from last month, that number has been between 11 and 14 months of supply pretty consistently. And on a side note, something that may be inflating that number is the amount of land assemblies that are happening in North Surrey right now, where properties are all assembled and put on the market, but not sold for some time because land assemblies are very difficult and take a very long time to come together. Moving into Surrey itself, apartments are super tight at 2.1 months of supply. Townhouses at 4.1 are balanced and still in a buyer's market, but not by much, are the detached homes at 6.5 months. South Surrey and White Rock in apartments, 3.5 months of supply, 2.3 months in townhouses, and the detached home market in South Surrey is doing a ton better at 5.5 months. Cloverdale seems to be returning to its old tricks because look how tight this market is. The condos are sitting at 1.9 months of supply, townhouses even tighter at 1.7 months, and the detached home market in Cloverdale is back to 3.1 months of supply. Surprisingly, Langley condos are not doing as well as other areas at 4.7 months of supply. The townhouse market's doing quite well at 2 even, and the detached home market in Langley is definitely coming back as well at 3.8 months. Abbotsford and Mission lately have been getting absolutely destroyed. And, well, their story is no different. They're starting to come back because apartments are sitting at 3.4 months, townhouses at 3.5 months, and the detached home market in Abbotsford is down to 5.2 months, which is dramatically less than it was previously. And in Mission, obviously, the Mission condos, there's very few of them, so it's a startling statistic, but this was like 32 months supply just last month. 10 months of supply in condos, which again should not be a big deal because there's something like 20 listings, and if 1 or 2 sell, that number can be pretty big pretty quick. Townhouses, though, are down at 2 months of supply, and the detached home market has made some sort of a recovery, let's call it, at 5.6 months. So what I'm interested to see is, will this trend continue if the Bank of Canada does not do any crazy interest rate increases, and is this the new pricing or possibly even even the new floor. Personally, I have a thought that I think we're going to continue to see downward pressure on housing, but with very substantial declines that we've seen over the last year and payments starting to end up exactly where they did before the interest rate increases came into place and the prices were a lot higher, well, there's a very good argument that this could be the bottom. But of course, only time will tell. And to stay up to date on the market, you're going to have to come back to this channel. Make sure you subscribe, click the like button, and check out those other great real estate agents down below in the description in their markets.